Hello everyone and welcome back. So this is Sarah's Creative Solutions by Backyard Art and I'm Sarah. Hello! I design sculpture templates to help people to learn how to build using slabs of clay. Now this is a big tip now: when you roll out a slab of clay, ensure that it's released from the board before you apply the template to cut round, as I'm doing now in this video, because if you don't, when you try and take the pieces from the board, the clay will stretch as it's stuck. So if you make sure that the clay is not stuck to the board, you won't have that problem and the pattern will keep its shape. So as you can see now, I am cutting out the darts and this is top body. I have changed the template slightly on this one, so I've taken the point off, but you'll see that once you print it out. So now we're just going to score and slip these darts together, and if you support it with your hand and cup your hand as you're doing so, it will form a lovely round shape. The slip I'm going to use to put these sculptures together is extremely thick, so if you'd like to check out how I make my slip, there is a video on YouTube on how I do it and what I use, so if you'd like to check that out. But basically you have to use the same clay body that you're building with to make the slip out of, but I'll leave you to watch the video. So now we've slipped those together, we've now got to turn it over and blend it in from the other side. So now we're going to cut out the other parts of the template, and remember, like I said, make sure that the slab of clay that you're using is released from the board. Now I'm not going to cut out every single feather detail on the edge, so I'm just rounding it off and I'll put that in later. These are the head side pieces, so make sure you hold them down as you go around so they don't move. And then also, if you use a blunt tool to imprint where the eyes are, that'll give you a really good equal location for the eyes. And this is top head and front head, so this just joins the two head pieces together. I'm just using an orange wood stick there, careful not to push through the paper, but if you do, it doesn't really matter. Highlight where the beak is. And then we're going to highlight all the design on the actual base and even where the head's going to go, including each feather. And there you can see I've taken off the paper now, and now I'm using a sharp tool to cut in all the detail that I've just highlighted. So now I'm taking the edges of the feathers away now, so you can see as it starts to transform. So this is the side head, so on both sides just take away the inside edge with a trimming tool. And if you can then score those with a serrated edge or a scoring brush on both sides. And then we're doing the top head and bottom head, middle. Do the same, take the inside edge off on one side and give that a score. And use that thick slip that we made earlier. And attach the larger section to the top of the head and the smaller section underneath the beak. Pointy end goes towards the beak. And the same with this one. Take the inside edge away, score it, add slip, and there we have it. Now carefully blend in all the seams and put your finger on the inside and start to round out at the side of the head where the eye is. Give it a bit of a push and a pinch, and then get your brush like I'm doing here and blend in all the joins from the inside. And then you can see it's really starting to take shape now. It's becoming more of a rounded head. There we are. And there's the body that we made earlier. As you can see, I took the point off. And then you can position that head wherever you want to, in any direction. And that's your basic. Now these are part of the template that I haven't showed cutting out, but you'll be getting that with your template. And you've just got to score and slip in the areas that I am highlighting on the video and on the back of those pieces. And then attach those. Also, as you can see, I used, it's a bit like egg boxing cardboard or any pieces of cardboard, just to lift the front of the wings up slightly to give it a really nice shape. And here now I'm scoring and slipping the main body on. But first of all, if you want to have this wall mounted or ceiling mounted, then make sure you make the hole. Call it a keyhole. It's normally a round circle with a little slit at the back, which enables the screw to lock into place so it's more secure. And then score and slip all the way around the edge of the top body, and then in the same position of where it's going to attach on the base. Add in that lovely nice slip we made earlier. Press down firmly. Make sure it's in position. Trim off any excess, and that's pretty much it for the body. Now we're adding on that section of the wings we talked about earlier. Plenty of slip on both sides. Attach those and blend in. Now time to look at the head again. Leave that to set. Just take off any joins that you can see, smooth it out. I'm using my needle tool to do this, but any spatula tool you've got will do, even fingers. Just tidy everything up, highlight where the beak is. You could even do the eyes. You could actually sculpt the head in its entirety with all the detail on before you attach it if you want to. That makes it easier for you. But on this video I do just attach it all, and then I'm going to add the detail once it's all fitted together. Once you're happy with the head and you're nearly ready to attach it to the body, just go around the very edge and pinch with your fingers to thin out, or alternatively you could just use your trimming tool and take away the inside edge again. It's just to make it so it's not as thick and it blends in nicely with the body. Once you're happy with the head, find the position that you would like, then use your needle tool as I'm doing here to mark out the position, and then you'll know where to score. Now those pieces that we've added onto the wings, they're for thicker definition towards the body. So as you can see, I'm just getting my carving tool and I'm thinning them out from where the wing begins to where it meets the rest of the feathers. So you just want it thinner there. And now I'm highlighting each feather on the wing, and I'm just taking it away just along the edge, just so it looks like one is going behind the other, if that makes sense. And then later on I'm going to add in the second video all the detail of the feathers and the veins. And now I'm just using a wet brush just to blend in all those areas where I've just carved into, so that it smooths it out and doesn't look so bitty and untidy. And now it's time to do the same with the tail. So once you've done both wings, you can then work on the tail and just do the same as if one is behind the other. Take one side away just slightly and thin out the edge of the feathers on the very end. And again, tidy up with a wet brush. And here I'm just going to start thinning out the end tail body, if that makes sense. So the upper body is just a little bit thick there as it touches the tail, so I'm just going to take a little bit away just so it blends in better, and that's naturally thinner there on the bird anyway. So now it's time to attach the head. So I'm scoring all around the inside and where we marked out earlier. I'm also going to poke some holes through from the main body to the head to allow airflow so that it will dry out evenly and there won't be any moisture trapped. You can put one big hole if you want to, or you can do what I'm doing here. Plenty of that thick slip, and then attach the head. So I chose to put mine on a slight angle. So there we go. As you can see, the template now is fully assembled. So now it is just down to fine detail. It is a good idea to damp your brush and go over any areas so you can see where the head joins onto the body still, so that's got to be all blended in as well, and any other areas that you can see. I am going to do a second video which will show all the fine detail that I apply to this bird. I do recommend that you click subscribe, because if you are considering using my templates, then if you click subscribe, this will then make sure that this video ends up on your viewing list, so it will be available then to you for any future builds that you decide to do. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon on the next video. Bye for now.